Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Lance.
And we're the SAR guys. What are we talking about today, Lance?
Well, recently I had a surgery, and so it kind of put me out of commission for about a month. But I was sitting at home, and I really started thinking about my gear. And so I meticulously went through my gear and realized how silly I've been with my gear. So we want to talk about gear. We want to talk about kind of teamwork mentality and the differences between camping, backpacking, search and rescue, survival, you know, in reference to what we pack. And so I kind of had an epiphany. So being that we have a YouTube channel, you have to deal with my epiphany. So that's where we're at.
Let's hear what you have to say.
All right. Our search and rescue team is very fortunate because a lot of our gear is issued to us, and we're very thankful for that. Some of the gear we like and some of the gear that we don't. I mean, it's just, that's the way it is. You always have personal preferences, but we have a gear list that we're given. And it's been a while since I really went over that gear list, and I decided, well, I have a lot of time and I'm kind of getting bored. So I decided to go through my gear list and really look at all the things that are on this list in comparison to what's in my pack or what I've changed. I went through and weighed every single item and then kind of added it all up to see where I was at. I was really surprised because at the end of all of this, my pack was probably about 3 to 4 pounds lighter once I made a couple small adjustments. And that's what I want to talk about, and that's what I'm excited about, because those 3 or 4 pounds actually mean a lot. We have videos about specific items that are in our pack, and that's not necessarily what I want to talk about today. What I want to talk about today is the idea of redundancy. You know, I've always been taught in the Marine Corps or in the backwoods stuff, just, you know, survivalist mentality or backpacking, 2 is 1 and 1 is none. And that's awesome when you're by yourself. I want that to sink in for just a second, because we are part of a search and rescue team. That's part of the reason why I love it, is I know that I don't have to pack everything for my whole team. We had an exercise here a couple weeks ago, and I'm so thankful for the amount of stuff that my team brings. But at the same time, do we need to take that much stuff? Fire starter, for an example. How many things do you need to start a fire with? You know, I'm going to say maybe 1 or 2. Okay, definitely 1. Maybe 2, just because we live on the Oregon coast and it's nice to have different options. But first aid kits. Everybody needs to have a first aid kit. How many Band-Aids do you really need in a first aid kit? I had like 60. Okay. And I started thinking about it. In 7 years of doing search and rescue, how many times have I ever used a Band-Aid? Now, it happens. I get it. So now I've got like 6, which is probably 2 times the amount that I really need. But hey, you know, I'll be an overachiever in that area. There's lots of things that we pack in here that we don't necessarily need, or we don't need an abundance of because we have teammates to be able to depend on. If Joe and I are on a team and I know that he has everything on this list in his bag, then I don't need to double or triple up things, because when something happens and we need more gear, that's what we have a team for. So I just want to encourage you to really go in through your bag from top to bottom and look at every single thing and ask, do I need 4 tarps? Do I need 4 emergency shelters? Do I need 16 AA batteries? Do I need, what's another one? 4 knives. You know, do I need a saw and clippers? You know, so there's things that we can look in here and get rid of. My probably biggest thing that I was able to slim down on was my first aid kit. I know that sounds silly. I had so much stuff in this first aid kit that I didn't need to have. Now, I will say this. we do carry a few things that, maybe not everybody needs or not everybody will have. SAM splints. I like to have an ace bandage with my SAM splint. And so I'm going to use that. I'm going to have some extra hand warmers or bug spray. Those are extra things that I know that I'm going to put in there. But do I need a bare canister style or size of bug spray? No, you just need a little one for you and maybe one of your buddies if they forgot it. The point is check your bag. We're not survivalists. Survivalists are going to have a 50, 60 pound style bag. Backpacking, I've really got into backpacking this year. And my backpack, when I go out, it's probably about 25 to 30 pounds, depending on how much water. I don't want that to be my SAR gear because it's a totally different job. This pack is used to go out and to save or to rescue somebody. It's not for survival and it's not for backpacking. And so I just encourage you as a search and rescue professional, check your gear, check your requirements, and ask yourself, if my team has it, do I need to have 4? And if I was you, I would say no. Here's the other thing. At the end of the day, weigh your stuff. Take your weight and look at the percentage of weight that you're actually carrying. What I carry is going to be a little bit heavier than what my wife carries, but we're small, or I'm not smaller. She's smaller than I am. And so I'm going to have some bulkier things than she does. But you have to look at the overall, what is the percentages. And so hopefully it's a food for thought, something to get you to think. I know our gear is a little bit different than other climates and other areas, but what are you taking in your pack, and is it necessary?
So Lance, you talked about the percentage of body weight that your pack should be. What is that? I forgot.
Well, I believe it's right around 10%. And I'm right about 220 pounds. And so I should realistically have what? About 22 pounds. I know mine's going to be a little bit heavier because I'm going to have water too. And so,
okay, well, that was very informative. I appreciate that. I'm going to have to go home and check my pack again.
Yeah, it's an evolution of gear and time and effort that we put in there. So I just encourage you to look at it.
I'm not going to go through what you went through to have all that extra time.
No, please don't. Please don't. Keep yourself healthy and be smart.
All right. Okay, well, we hope you found that video useful.
Have a great one. See you out on the trail.